What's up, everybody? This is Kurt H. I am the Lazy Farmer, and welcome to another Flight Sim video. Alright, let's see, getting ourselves set up here. We'll be firing up beyond ATC. We'll get going here in just a minute. And of course, just as we're getting started, there's an update for Beyond ATC. So, almost. Of course, now I have to reinstall it. Oh, that's just peachy. So maybe it's the update that I'm waiting for. So, wait just a moment here. You get the music to loop. Never fails. Never ever fails. Start of my streams never go smooth. Almost. How's everybody doing today? wanted to do was fly, do this, and then do my flight, and then get ready and set up for tomorrow's running. That's all I wanted to do. Never goes like that though. Alright, here we are. Almost. It's finishing it up. Alright. So while we're waiting for Beyond ATC to load up, this is where I'm at today. You can see us, we're going to be flying from Denver to Minneapolis, St. Paul. And you can see the route right here. Bing, bing, there it is. If you guys heard that noise, that's Beyond ATC firing up. Okay, it's ready. It gave me the welcome sign, so I have to get fully into the into the flight simulator. So anyway, here we go. All right, so we are, like I said, we're flying out of Denver, heading for Minneapolis, St. Paul, and our altitude, cruise altitude would be 35,000 feet. I think I already have that typed in, ready to go. I was going to do this flight live the other night, and it just did not go smooth. And so when I ended my stream, everything smoothed out. So yeah, that's another reason why I'm building a computer, because I guess, you know, trying to stream and do flight simulator, the system was just like, I can't do it. And I think it started wheezing. I'm pretty sure about it. All right, let's go ahead, and I'm in edit mode here inside of the flight sim. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to keep letting the music play, so kind of like it. Kind of airplane-y. All right, so A321, check. We are going to be doing the Sharklet CFM. That's what it is configured for. Delta doesn't have any of the AIE engine configurations, and I'm still waiting for Airbus to come. I mean, not Airbus, but Fenix to come out with their Neo version. I will force that option. Anyway, all right, so we're going to click right here, make sure we got the right time. We're going to go ahead and generate the flight, and of course an error occurs. Of course it does. Let's see if we can get this to wake up. Just never. No, see, it's not liking it. Let me go ahead and close this out and bring it up again. I'm doing this inside of flight simulator. Normally I do it and have it ready to go inside of using SimBrief. There it is. I just had to restart it. So, but yeah. Of course, you know, I have the errors. I make the mistakes. Everything's raw. I don't edit anything. So, and that's my motto, is I make mistakes, so you guys don't have to. Learn from my mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody wants you to be perfect anyway. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and import the route. Please do not interact with the simulator while we're importing the route. Denver has been plugged in. Minneapolis, St. Paul's plugged in. Our runway 34 left is what we're leaving out of. And our arrival isn't set, so it's still configuring in the background. And then the only thing I need to do is I need to put the plane at the gate. Alright, import has finished. Let's go ahead and close this. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think we were at gate 49. Let me see if I can find gate 49. Ramp, gate. Here we go. Gate 47. Gate C49, medium-sized plane. A21, it's borderline. It's long. I think it could go. It can service a small, like the A320s and A319s, but 321s just tend to be long. So, all right, and let me show you what has changed. So I changed my contract in Pilot's Life. So I'm still flying for Denver, but I am now on a. I took the 10% bonus off. Just because work has been like very, very busy, and so I can't be guaranteed that I'm going to be doing 5 hours of flights like I was when I was on vacation. So all I have to do is, like one flight in a 3-month period of time, although I'm going to do more than that. But anyway, looks like we got some weather coming out of Denver. We had weather going into Denver, had a rough landing. But anyway, so my contract is now still the same. Let me go back to the dashboard here. Contract's still the same. I'm getting, you know, $70.97 an hour. I'm working my way toward captain. But ooh, that's a nice one. Brunswick, New Brunswick, Austria, Brunswick, Austria, whatever I think it is, to Gatwick. I might have to do this tour tomorrow before 1 o'clock in the afternoon. My time, I think, is what it is when it ends. But this started out to do that. That's extra bonus time. So the events. Okay, so extra $150 toward the pay and an extra $200 points to the XP. Get me ranked up to captain. Make more money. It's like every time you rank up, it's like getting a raise. So, and then the Sunday World Tour is from New Delhi to where is it going? Where are we going? New Delhi to where? New Delhi or Delhi. I don't say New Delhi, but Delhi, India to Baku, Haidar, in Azerbaijan. We're going from China. We went from China to Delhi, Delhi to Azerbaijan. Interesting. Okay, I'll have to do that flight too. They want it in a 787-900, which this is what I want to show you guys. Is that I am? Where's my licenses? I want to go to the shop and aircraft licenses. I spent the money. I now have the license for not only the A320 family, which, like I said, is the 319, 320, 321, but I also have now the Airbus A330. I'm using the Headwinds model, which is built off of fly-by-wire, but all my desktop components here will work with it, so that's pretty cool. So, which now I have a medium range, and so instead of doing the A321, that might be the first flight for the A330. So, and that one comes with the Rolls-Royce Trent 7000 engines on there. So, nice. All right, anyway, back to the flight. So I spent mine down at $118 in my wallet. So I was working toward one of these licenses here to gain me some, you know, I could have gone and gotten leadership and teamwork, which would have gotten me another 0.25% toward XP, but I decided to get the license so I can start flying. And actually, I'm hoping then my current schedule, go back to me, go to that. When my current schedule here actually finishes, and then I get a new schedule, I'm hoping it's going to add some more medium range, like here, you know, Atlanta to Philadelphia. That is, well, that's only an hour and a half flight. So I got Philadelphia to Atlanta is like 2 hours and 44 minutes. How is this almost a 3-hour flight, but from Atlanta to Philadelphia is like barely a 2-hour flight? Wow. Let's see, Atlanta to Salt Lake City, there's 4 hours. That's A321. So yeah, I got some 4-hour flights coming up. So I could have made my 5 hours a week if I wanted to do this flight and then this one. But it was easier just to go change the contract to very low key. So, because like next week, I already got my schedule for next week, and yeah, I've got a lot of after school activities going on. So yeah, I'm in the heat. Oh my gosh, I'm actually surprised I'm able to do this. I had just woke up from a nap because I got a migraine from the heat. Anyway, so that's our flight for the day in a pilot's life. So Denver to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Let's get started because we're running out of time here. I'm gonna have to change the time when I get into it. All right, so gate 349. Let's go ahead and click fly. We're going to load up. Now I'm going to be looking for, oh, that's what's coming too. I'll be doing some more, I'll be getting more into the general aviation stuff, but I think it comes already with 2024, I believe. Oh good, there's Fenix firing up. That's what I was hoping for. I think 2024, which is one building a new computer, has the Cirrus Vision Jet, where that's a purchased add-on in Microsoft 2020. I may be wrong in that. I don't know. I haven't really dove in big time into 2024 yet, but it's coming. Anyway, that's what I want to start flying, and so I'm getting the Turtle Beach flight yoke for the general aviation. So, and there's a student that has the Boeing flight yoke, and he's not using it. He says he doesn't want it anymore, or might not want it anymore. He hasn't made up his mind yet. So look at that. I always like this Phoenix. I don't know why this does this. Maybe it's still rendering in, like people are dropping in, but you know, the wheels only 4 feet down. That's a good thing. It's a hovercraft. I'm just saying, you know. So kind of does kill the immersion a little bit. All right. Let's get GSX to get out of the way, and at this point we're now in, so I'm actually going to go ahead and sign into Beyond ATC. Gotta kind of wait. Give it time to load up. You're welcome. Thank you very much for connecting. All right, here we go. Let's wait. Come on, GSX. You know what? I'm just gonna make that go away. All right, let's do the. First of all, I want to go. This is not following the checklist, but that's only because it's kind of dark outside. So I'm gonna go up overhead, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kick on the batteries. Battery 1, battery 2. We have ground power available, so I'm gonna kick that on. And then I'm going to come down here, and the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to kick on the dome lights. Okay, and at this point we're just going to stop, and we are going to go ahead and follow our checklist here. So this is pre-flight, parking brake, off. Parking brake is actually on, that's what we want. Weather radar is in the off position. Predicted wind shear is in the off position. Spoilers are disarmed and retracted. Flaps are retracted. Mode selector is to normal. Masters are off. And as I'm doing this too, just to let you guys know, I'm checking the actual physical components here as well that I have on my desk, and yeah, making sure they're in the same positions, because they could be in the off here, but when you fire up, they could be in the on position or something to that effect, and it causes issues. Thrust levers to idle, check. Transponder mode is in standby, check, and standby here, check. All right, anti-skid, we can come up here. Anti-skid is on. Landing gear lever, see right here, this is what I'm talking about. Landing gear level down, all right. Okay, and then wipers, we go up overhead. And, oops, not down, I said overhead. And wipers are off. Check. Okay, pre-flight check complete. Cockpit preparation. Now we already done. Batteries 1 and 2 on. External power on if available. APU and engine fire tests. Check. 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 Okay, I'm going to get rid of GSX here because, I mean, it's one of the new updates in Beyond ATC is that it actually controls GSX now, which is kind of nice. I like it. I like that. So, all right, APU, fire engine check, external power is available. So crew air supply to on. No lights means on. Ground control, we want to do that. Turn out from auto to on. Evac to captain, and then ADIRs to on. All right, and cockpit lights is required. Got those on. Nav and logo lights, check. No smoking lights will go to on because we're going to be telling GSX to start to fuel our plane. Emergency lights to arm. Okay, and then electronic flight bag setup. I come over here and we do the Fenix, and we're going to import the sim brief. All right, we got 20 minutes. I'm going to delay our time just a little bit because I've been yapping. So we're going to put 5. We'll put an extra 10 minutes on there. Update. That gives us 30 minutes to get away from the gate without having an ADC error message and the company getting mad at me. Alright, so we've imported from SimBrief, ground services as desired. So we're going to come over here, double check our ground services. We got the electronic GPU, which we're tied in, chocks and cones, and forward stairs. I don't think we want forward stairs, to be honest with you. We should be getting the the jet bridge. Okay. Alright, let's go back up overhead again. Annunciator light test. Check. And I'm looking, this is actually kind of flipped this switch. And I'm working, I gotta get a camera so you guys can see what I got on my desk, but it turns on the wind wing panels in MCDU, it turns all the lights on when they flip the switch. It's really pretty cool. I like that. They tied it in nicely. Okay, turn that off. Check. Probe window heat is already set to auto. No light means auto. And anti-ice is off. No lights. Okay. Air conditioning, it's already set. And then fuel pumps are on. This is after it's fueled. We haven't even started it yet. Oh, I know what I need to forget. I forgot. I gotta go back to the electronic flight bag because I forgot to do this. Mass and balance. Let's get GSX started. Boarding and fueling. Oh, there it goes. See, now that kicks up like it's supposed to, and it's going to go away as expected. You're going to see it flash a lot, but that's okay. All right, and so where am I at? Oh yeah, fuel pumps will come on after it's done fueling. Usually I turn those on just before I turn on the APU. Doors open, that'll be done by GSX. Cargo smoke test, back up overhead again. Cargo smoke test. Check. Brake. There we go. I don't know. I think that's supposed to stop on its own, but yeah. See, it's coming back on again. This might. I'm not sure if this is. There it goes. It did. Okay. It seems kind of long. If I'm not pressing it, it should stop. But all right. Let's see. I don't want this.
Please don't load aircraft.
And well, I'm not going to be able to see. They want me to check brakes, but this is hydraulically powered, and that's not going to happen until the two engines are on. So I got to double check that. ECAM status, everything is up. Lower ECAM, upper ECAM, navigation display. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. All right. Radio panels. That's handled by I got that set handled by Copilot. So Barrel, we need to go get ATIS. So at this point, yep, look at this. Cabins open, doors. See, GSX is opening doors. I like that. Okay, we are done here. Let's take a look outside. All right, catering's here. Okay, I got Southwest. We're right in the middle. So I don't understand ATC. This is the Southwest terminal. Look at all the Southwest plane. I'm the only Delta sitting over here. This is where I came in. Alright, well, that's where they put me. Okay, wherever. Let us go to, at this point, we need to get our Barrow. Oh, I know what we need to do. Here we go. Let's go and look at our FMC and EFIS units. Flight directors are already on. I need to configure those so they're not select follows, but they're already on. Constraints. Panel here, constraints are on. Arc is set to 10 nautical miles. Yeah, arc and 10 nautical miles. Arc and 10 nautical miles. Check. Okay, and then we do the MCDU and check speed, heading and set altimeter. So we'll get the altimeter set right here. I'm going to go ahead and preset it to 10,000. We'll adjust it. Once we get our clearance, they should tell us, what our clearance is. So, all right, at that point, I want to go down to the MCDU. All right, MCDU. Now I'm on the panel. It's on my desk here. Let's go to my flow. Is this? I might be backwards, but this is my flow. I'm sticking with it. AOC menu. Start with the flight initialization. Let's get that requested. waiting for it to populate. Alright, we're in. Okay, there's that. Let's go back. And then we're going to go get the weather and weather request. And we are at KDEN. Enter that in there. We just want the METAR. And we're going to send that. Let's go to return. And then receive messages. We should have our load sheet. Yep. So we're going to accept the load sheet, the preliminary one. Alright, we'll come back to that, and then the weather data, we're going to come here, and what I'm looking at is, let's see, we've got winds 360 or 000 at 8 knots, few clouds at 5,000 feet, few clouds at 8,000 feet, broken clouds at 13,000, broken at 20,000, so they're up there. Alright, temperature is 20, and here's our, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for our QNH. So let's go back up here. So QNH is 3034.
Boarding requested.
3034. Do the co-pilot side or first officer side. 3034. And down here. Alright, there it is, 3034. Okay. So at this point, I think I'm going to go over here, kill the music. And let's kill the music here. I'm just going to go ahead and let's pause it right there. Alright, and now we are going to go ahead and let's get into ATIS and see what ATIS is telling us. Okay, information golf. Let's get over to clearance and get our clearance.
Delta 2271, request IF our clearance to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Delta 2271, enter clearance. Clear to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Signal 1 departure, verified. Time boosted. Departure frequency 127.05. Squawk 0124. Clear to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Delta 2271, read that correct. Contact ground 121.35 and ready for pushback or engine start. Will contact ground 121.35 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Alright, so I'm already seeing a problem. Let me turn this down in my headset because it's not my ears, so it's not yelling at me. Alright, so I already saw there's already a hiccup. I'll be filing a bug report on that because the initial readback, all she did was ST Paul, which that bugs me with just like FT Worth, ST Paul. Why don't you say St. Paul or Fort Worth? Okay, come on. Anyway, let's see. But yeah, the readbacks weren't 100%, but you know what? It's okay. So, okay, squawk 10124, we got that set in, and so now we're going to go back. We've got our clearance. We are going out 34 left and out the QE1 departure. All right, so we're going to go back to the MCDU, and I will go here. Let's get back. Actually, I want to go back this way. Here we go. FMC, FMDC. Looks like ADRs are spun up. We're going to go into, let's go data. Disrip is what we're following. Data, init page A, flight plan, secondary flight plan, RadNav, and then init page B, and then performance. So I'm not getting any, like navigation 1 minute, so they're fully aligned. I don't need to go look at them, but they're fully aligned. That's all I'm going to check there. All right, so we're going to go init page A. We're going to request our flight plan from the company. So it'll be chatting. Hopefully my voice, I got things set up so that should fade out. You guys can hear me better. All right, our flight plan for today is like this. As you heard, is going to be DAL and 2271. Enter that in there. Our cost index. Let me pull up our OFP. Operational flight plan cost index for the day is 5. That seems to be the average from Delta. And then we are at 350. And up there it is being indicated that it is minus 46 up there. Alright, and once again we go to the winds aloft page. Winds. Let's get that information. Wait for it to, okay, it's up late. Okay, good, we got that connected. We're going to go back and return IRS initialization. Yep, it's completely initialized here. So we're good, we're aligned. Another check, excuse me. And then init page 8, and we're going to go to flight plan. And we're going to be leaving out of Denver. And we are going out of departure 34 left. There it is, the Chewy 1 departure, and no transition. Insert flight plan. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, heading out, we don't have any flight plan discontinuity until we hit S1, Swan, got, 2 S's there, Swan. Alright, so flight plan, and then we got Kmsp, so we just got to enter that. I will get that from ATC once we're airborne. We'll get the information as we get close to our top of descent. I want to go back here. Climb via SID. Okay, let's go take a look at the SID. So we're going to go over here to the electronic flight bag. Oh, we're loading up. Okay, cool. I'm a little behind here then. Alright, departure. Click on the departure. Start. Our SID, standard information. Okay, here's our Chewy 1. And we're on 34 left. Climb on heading 353 to 5,934. Then climb direct to cross at or below 10,000. Then on track. Okay, so we're gonna. So I've got it on. Actually, it says at or above 17,000. So actually, then that means what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set this to 17,000 feet. Okay. So back to our CDU. Finish our process here. Secondary flight plan as of right now. We're going to copy in what we've got. Things will change. And then from there, we're going to go look at RadNav. Yep, we got our VORs. Okay, we're all set there. Nothing really to do on this page. And then we're going to go to... I already did this one. Init page B. Okay, this one I need. Let's go back to the electronic flight bag because I think we're almost loaded. I'll just grab it from here. So, init page B, the zero fuel weight and the center of gravity. Zero fuel weight's right here. Center of gravity is right here. So we're just going to wait. This changes. 230 passengers planned. We're at 138. So, yeah, I'll just wait for this. Luggage is already loaded. Fuel's already on board. So at this point, what I'm going to do, I'll leave that page up on the MCDU, and then at this point, since fuel's already on board, not ready to request pushback or start yet. So yeah, we're gonna go up above here, start our fuel pumps, and then I'm gonna come down here and APU, windows and doors locked. Let's see, windows and doors locked. Yep, check. Locked. Same with that one over there. Locked. We never did open them up. Okay. Doors are still being loaded. Not quite yet. Okay, so then we go up to APU on. Back and above. APU master. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, about 5-second count. Start the APU. We can come down here and watch the APU screen here on the lower ECAM.
Pushback approved. Face west. Southwest 972.
Noisy out here. Oh, it's really noisy. That desktop speakers. There we go. Okay. Let's see how we're doing. Alright, okay, so exhaust gas temperatures are coming up, and then we'll see them go back down again. I'm watching this box right here. As soon as we get, 115 volts in the hertz and everything, it'll say available. We can go back up and turn the bleed on and get the AC going, because the people who are on board already sweating. Alright. There it is. There's the available. Let's go back up overhead and open up our APU bleed. Start pushing some of that air, high pressure air across our pack units. Get the ACs going.
Request taxi to the active.
Alright, pack 1 is up.
Charlie November. Foxtrot 1, Foxtrot, Alpha Alpha, Whiskey Alpha.
Pack 2, good, we're good to go. Alright, so seatbelts are going to go on, and we're going to disconnect our external power because we're now on our own power.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So we can go
my
over
name
here,
is
we're
Vera,
almost
and I'm
fully
your
loaded.
chief flight attendant.
Ground
The fasten
services, we
seatbelt
can go
sign
over here
is
and get
on.
rid of the
If
GPU.
you haven't
Keep
already
the
done
box
so,
there because we still
please
got
stow your carry-on luggage underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead bin. Please
head.
take your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
Let's see.
Also make sure your seat back and folding trays are in their full upright position.
Seatbelt signs, thrust
If you
levers
are
are
seated
to
next
idle,
to an
check,
emergency
fuel has
exit,
been checked,
please
and
carefully
take off
read
data.
the special instructions card
Set
located
viewed,
by your seat.
okay, transponder
If you do not
mode.
wish to perform the
We
functions
can
described
set
in the event of an
transponder
emergency,
to auto.
please
Step
ask
down
a flight
below.
attendant to reseat you. We remind you that this is a
Transponder to
non-smoking
auto.
flight. Smoking is prohibited on the entire
And
aircraft,
not ready for the beacon
including
lights
the
yet.
lavatories.
And engine mode selector,
Tampering
we'll go ahead
with,
and put that to
disabling, or
start.
destroying the lavatory smoke detectors
And then
is prohibited by law.
parking brake on until
If you have
ground
any
tells us
questions
to
about
remove
a
it.
flight
And
today,
that's where we're at.
please
So
don't
let's go
hesitate
back
to ask
over
one of our
here.
flight attendants. Thank you.
Aircraft is fully loaded. Awesome. Okay, let's go to mass and balance. Wow, the last 4 seats. Fully loaded plane. Alright, send this data to MCDU. We just received it. So if we go down to MCDU, here's our zero fuel weight, center of gravity, block fuel, all came from the Fenix electronic flight bag. So next thing is we're going to go to perf, and we can get that also from the Fenix electronic flight bag. We're going to come over here, and we're going to go to perf. I need to, actually, I forgot to do something while I was down here looking at this. Let's go back, and I need to go into ATSU, AOC menu, receive messages. Here's our final load sheet, which means we're in compliance. Accept that one. And then we go back to the FMGC and then the performance page for takeoff. Electronic flight bag, accept over here, sync the weather up, looks like it was already synced, calculate.
Runway 34 right at
Alright, we have a
taxi via Whiskey Delta.
number
Delta
2 flap, there's our
Whiskey
V1,
Bravo,
VR,
Bravo November,
rotate,
Golf
and then
Hotel.
V2 speeds. Okay, so, and then we're going to send that to the MCDU, which down here, the MCDU now has it, flaps 2. Let's go ahead and I want to, can I move you? See, I get something here was I think I saw somewhere that as long as if I manually enter this and just put in 2 flaps and not this, I can then manipulate this, the trim wheels. Yes. So anyway, that's where I'm at there. But that's all set. So at this point, we are actually good to go. Let's go ahead and get clearance for a push and start. So let me turn my headset back up.
Delta 2271, at gate Charlie 49er, request pushback and engine start.
Southwest 1030, hold position for traffic.
Hold position, Southwest 1030.
Delta 2271, Denver ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Face west. I need airport
Pushback
info.
and engine start approved. Face west, Delta 2271.
North, face west. And we are going out of 34 left right here.
Request taxi to
So
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
that would be nose to the right, tail to the left.
Runway
Yeah.
34 left taxi via Charlie November, Foxtrot 1, Foxtrot, Alpha Alpha, Whiskey Alpha.
Nose to the right.
Runway 34 left via Charlie November, Foxtrot 1, Foxtrot, Alpha Alpha, Whiskey Alpha, Southwest 803.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
I'm hoping you guys are hearing the ATC. Let me go look at over here. Make sure you guys are hearing that.
Locking gear.
No, actually you're not. Oh, that's why. It's not in my ears. That's GSX. ATC you are hearing. It's GSX at you that's not coming across. Let's see. And maybe it is. Desktop audio. It should be. Alright, I said nose right, tail left. Oh, they want me to remove the chocks. And that, normally they would do that, so I have to go in. I think there's been some changes, so I need to go reset that. But that's alright. And let's go ahead. Ground services. Chocks and cones.
Release parking brakes, please.
In a minute. I need to get this up. Okay.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, starting at will, starting at number 1. N2 is spinning. I wait for it to get to 10, and I'm going to start number 2. So we're going to do a simultaneous start. Alright, so while we're starting here, let's go back over. Okay, so transponder mode is set to auto beacon lights. We can now turn on. Alright, engine mode selector, blah blah blah. Okay, transponder, we're all caught up to, that's the before start. And we're waiting now for the pushback to finish. Actually, let's go look at make sure I chose the right direction. Knowing me, I probably went the wrong direction. I think I did go the wrong direction. Nope, I am going the right direction. Sweet. Okay.
Please set parking brake. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
That would be waiting on me. Confirm good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Yep. Drop this down. Okay.
Southwest 1030, continue taxi.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Southwest 2921, hold position for company traffic. I'll call you back.
I'm watching this lady right here. She'll walk out. I don't know if you can see her. Holy crap, where are you going? Oh, she's going to go right there. Good, we can see her from here. She'll show us the pin. There it is. Okay, sweet.
Continue taxi. Southwest 2921.
Sweet. Alright, we're good. And we get a little notice up here. Have a good flight. Yep, have a good trip. There it is. Okay, so pushback and start is over. So parking brake is set.
Hold position for traffic.
Let's see, parking brake is set to on, check. Master, engine master to normal, check. APU bleed, we can go up overhead now. Oops.
Continue taxi.
APU bleed off, engine master, or APU master off. And let's check flight controls. Come down here, flight controls, pitch down, check.
Hold position.
Pitch up,
803.
check. A little bit sluggish. I did double check that. So roll right, check. Roll left, check. And rudder, right, check.
Continue taxi.
Everything back to neutral, left, check. And everything's back to neutral. Flight control is good. Okay. Flight control is checked. Flaps set to, we are a flaps 2. So flaps 2 right there. And pitch trim set. We can't set that. That's, oh, I can set that. That's our pitch trim. Our pitch trim is, all right. That's interesting. Okay, so we are going to go 0.7 and right about there is good. Okay, so 0.7 up and pitch trim, rudder trim, zeroed out, anti-ice, no anti-ice. What's the weather out there? We're good, actually. Okay, flight instruments are checked. Okay, we're all good. So we are ready to taxi. We need to get request taxi.
Over to Tower 135.3, Southwest 1030.
Delta 2271, taxi for departure.
Delta 2271, runway 34 left taxi via Charlie November, Foxtrot 1, Foxtrot, Alpha Alpha, Whiskey Alpha.
Runway 34 left taxi via Charlie November, Foxtrot 1, Foxtrot, Alpha Alpha, Whiskey Alpha, Delta 2271.
All right.
Southwest 2921, contact
So
Denver
let's
Tower
go ahead.
135.3.
Next step now is nose light to taxi.
135.3.
Turn off lights as required. It is nighttime, so we're going to turn those on. Strobes to auto and takeoff config. Check that. To normal. Takeoff config normal. Check. Okay. Taxi. We can taxi now. And
Southwest 972.
Parking brake off.
Contact Denver Tower
There we go.
135.3. Contact Tower 135.3. Southwest 972.
Alright, so far so good. Bing, bing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now request your full attention as the flight attendants demonstrate the safety features of this
Southwest
aircraft.
803.
When the
Contact
seatbelt
Denver
sign
Tower
illuminates, you must
135.3.
fasten your
Have a good
seatbelt.
evening.
Insert the metal fittings one into the other and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight, as we may experience turbulence. There are several emergency
brake check.
exits on this aircraft.
Brakes
Please
work.
take a few
All
moments
right.
now to locate your nearest exit. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, floor-level lighting will guide you towards the exit. Doors can be opened by moving the handle in the direction of the arrow. Each door is equipped with an inflatable slide, which may also be detached and used as a life raft. Oxygen and air pressure
heard
are
that.
always being monitored. In the unlikely event of a decompression, an
Hi,
oxygen
Captain. The
mask
cabin
will
is now
automatically
secure for
appear in
takeoff.
front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth, secure the elastic band behind your head, and breathe normally. Although the bag does
Hold
not
position for
inflate,
traffic,
oxygen
Delta
is flowing to the
2271.
mask.
Park brakes
If
on.
you are traveling
holding
with a
position.
child
I
or
don't know where
someone
the
who
traffic's
requires
at, unless it's
assistance,
that thing
secure
right
your
there,
own
but
mask first, and then assist the other person.
We'll see if
Keep
they
your mask on until
this latest
crew member
update to
advises
Beyond
you to remove
ATC,
it.
because Beyond ATC is injecting the
In the
planes
event
that you
of an
see going by
emergency,
there and stuff,
please assume
and
the
they have a
bracing
habit
position.
of putting a plane on
If
a
you
taxi
hear,
coming in this way.
brace, brace,
Unless that
brace.
traffic was a fire truck.
Lean forward with
well,
your
we'll
hands
see.
on top of your head and your elbows against your thighs. Ensure your feet are flat on the floor.
And then sometimes
A life vest
they've
is located in a pouch
forgotten
under
about
your
me as
seat
well,
or
too, and I've
between the
had to like
armrests.
start taxing, and then they tell
When
me it's okay
instructed
to
to
go
do
taxing.
so,
We'll see
open
what
the
happens
plastic
here.
pouch and remove the vest. Slip it over your head.
What traffic? do we
Pass the straps around your waist and adjust at the front. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord, only when leaving the aircraft. If you need to refill the vest, blow into the mouthpieces. Use the whistle and light to attract attention. Also, your seat bottom cushion can be used as a flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. You will find this and all the other safety information in the card located in the seat pocket in front of you. We strongly suggest you read it before takeoff. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask one of our crew members. We wish you all an enjoyable flight.
Gate Bravo 47 via Foxtrot 8, Whiskey Delta. Delta. Delta 5, Whiskey Bravo, Bravo November, Golf Hotel, SkyWest 5689.
Alright, come on ATC, what traffic? There's nothing around me. This?
Southwest 1122 at Gate Charlie 55, request pushback.
There we go. Now we got the cursor issue again.
Southwest 1122, Denver ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face west. Pushback approved, face west, Southwest 1122.
Just waiting. I'm looking at the a pilot's life. There's only
SkyWest 5627. at
one other person that's a part of pilot's life is sitting here in Denver. They're at the gate though.
SkyWest 5627, Denver ground. Pushback approved. Face west.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face west. SkyWest 5627.
I'm about ready to start taxiing. I think that's something I'm going to request, put it in there and say you need to do something because they put me on hold for traffic. There was no traffic, and there again they forgot. It's like they forgot about me. There's nothing going on.
United 1417, gate Alpha 26, request pushback.
United
Like I said, unless it's this guy.
Pushback approved. Face west.
Right here.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face west. United 1417.
Southwest 1122, request taxi. Southwest 1122, runway 34 left taxi via Charlie November, Foxtrot 1, Foxtrot, Alpha Alpha, Whiskey Alpha. Runway 34 left taxi via Charlie November, Foxtrot 1, Foxtrot, Alpha Alpha, Whiskey Alpha, Southwest 1122.
Yeah, they need an option like
SkyWest 5627.
ATC nudge or something like that. Can we, can we continue taxi?
SkyWest 5627, runway 34 left taxi via Bravo November, Whiskey Bravo, Foxtrot, Alpha Alpha, Whiskey Alpha.
Runway 34 left taxi via Bravo November, Whiskey Bravo, Foxtrot, Alpha Alpha, Whiskey Alpha, SkyWest 5627.
Do it a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and continue.
SkyWest 5627, hold position for company traffic.
Hold position for traffic, SkyWest 5627.
Okay, I got a plane coming up behind me.
Southwest 1122, hold position for company traffic. Hold position for traffic, Southwest 1122. United 1417, runway 34 left taxi via Alpha Sierra, Alpha Alpha, Whiskey Alpha.
Runway 34 left by Alpha Sierra, Alpha Alpha, Whiskey Alpha, United 1417.
Yeah, we were holding for crossing traffic. I don't see any traffic though. I'm going to go ahead and go. Oh, damn, there is crossing traffic. Am I sitting here waiting for this guy? Right here? No. Nowhere near. Alright, I'm going to continue. That's frustrating in a way. They need to. Yeah, that'll be a bug report to Beyond ATC. I mean, I guess technically there was crossing traffic. Sorry, whoa, crossing traffic out here. But to have me stop all the way back there and then to forget, yeah, that's a problem. I need to go down Foxtrot 1 straight ahead.
United 1417, contact Denver Tower 135.3.
I hit the brakes.
Over to Tower 135.3, United 1417. Have a good one.
So that Southwest, he had that Southwest stop as well too, behind me, and it's still sitting there. So ATC is forgetting about telling people, telling planes to stop and then forgetting about them. But Beyond ATC is early development, so you have to forgive mistakes like that. You just got to go forward because of it. All right, we are out here. We can go a little bit faster because we are out away from the gates. Near the gates, I try to do about 15 miles an hour ground speed, 15 knots, not miles per hour, 15 knots ground speed. Get away from the gates about 20, 25. We're at 20 right now, 21. Come off the...
Delta 2271, continue taxi.
Okay, so now he just told me to continue taxi after I continue taxi.
Delta 2271.
Delta 1285, cross runway 34 right at Foxtrot 8. Continue taxi via Whiskey Delta, Delta 5, Whiskey Bravo, Bravo November, Golf, Alpha November, Hotel.
Must be the wind because it keeps wanting to go to the left.
Cross runway 34 right at Foxtrot 8. Continue taxi via Whiskey Delta, Delta 5, Whiskey Bravo, Bravo November, Golf, Alpha November, Hotel, Delta 1285. United 720, gave Bravo Tree Niner. Request
Boost her
pushback
just a
and
little
engine
bit.
start.
United 720, Denver ground, pushback approved. Face west.
Pushback approved, face west. United 720.
Southwest 510, gate Charlie 54. Request pushback and engine start.
Southwest 510, Denver ground, pushback and engine start approved.
Think I missed my turn. I did.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face west, Southwest 510.
Why are you having me go down the ramps? I don't understand that. We are going to... I'm going to turn here, see if I can go find the way I was supposed to go. I messed up.
United
United 1374, Gate Bravo 26, request pushback.
I'm just driving wherever I want now. Yeah, we're taking a scenic tour of Denver.
1374, Denver ground, pushback and engine start approved.
There's no planes out here.
Pushback and engine start approved.
Alright, here's where we were supposed to be. This is where we were supposed to turn.
United 720, request taxi.
Getting more familiar with some of the airports that I get to quite a bit. I'm going to stay with Delta Airlines for a while. That way I just get to know the airports. Like I've flown out into Minneapolis several times now. This is my third time to Denver. So,
United 720.
all right, we're back on track now.
Delta 2271, contact Denver Tower 135.3.
That's us.
Contact Tower 135.3, Delta 2271.
I'm going to hold short right here where the flashing lights are at. You can see them in the ground now too. Hit the brakes, start slowing it down. Alright, we're going to hold here, brakes on. Okay, Alright, we are before takeoff. Parking brakes are on. Weather radar. Let's go down below. That's up above. When you go down below. Weather radar 1 or 2, doesn't matter which. Predictive wind shear on to auto. TCAS, TARA, check. Spoilers. Armed, check. Auto brakes to max.
RN80 Zulu runway tree 4 right.
Can't see it from here. Okay, auto brakes to max, check.
Tower, continue.
Terrain on for the navigation, check. Cabin crew advised. And exterior lights, strobe lights to on, check. Runway turnoff lights to on, check. Landing lights
On the go.
to on, check. And nose wheel to takeoff, check. Packs off.
SkyWest 5361.
Pack 2 off, pack 1 off. ECAM memo.
Prepare for takeoff.
Come back down. ECAM memo looking here. No blue. Perfect. We are good for takeoff. And now we just need to get our clearance.
Denver Tower, SkyWest 5497, ILS runway 34 right.
Oh, come on.
SkyWest 5497, Denver Tower, continue.
Wilco, SkyWest 5497.
United 757, go around. Fly the published missed approach procedure.
That's new.
On the go. Fly the published missed approach procedure, United 757. United 757, contact Denver approach 119.3. Talk to you in a bit. Contact Denver approach 119.3, United 757.
Delta 2271, ready to go, runway 34 left.
Delta 2271, Denver Tower, wind 030 at 7, fly heading 350, runway 34 left, cleared for takeoff.
All right.
Fly heading 350, runway 34 left, cleared for takeoff, Delta 2271.
Denver Tower, United 1325, ILS runway 34 right.
Air Shuttle 6177, go around. Fly the published missed approach procedure.
Going round. Fly the published missed approach procedure. Air Shuttle 6177.
Air Shuttle 6177. Contact Denver approach 119.3.
Contact Denver approach 119.3. Air Shuttle 6177. Talk to you in a bit.
United 1325. Denver Tower, continue.
Roger. United 1325.
SkyWest 5497. Go around. Fly the published missed approach
G1.
Going round. Fly the published missed approach
Okay.
procedure. SkyWest 5497.
SkyWest 5497. Contact Denver approach 119.3. Talk to you in a bit.
Also climb, gear up.
Contact Denver approach 119.3. SkyWest 5497.
Autopilot on. Alright, takeoff.
Denver Tower, United
After
312.
takeoff, landing gear has retracted thrust. We are still on the
United 312. Denver Tower, continue.
okay, let's see.
Wilco, United 312.
Still
Delta
flaps.
2271.
Spoilers.
Contact Denver departure. Take care.
Spoilers disarmed.
Contact Denver departure, Delta 2271.
Autopilot in 1 engage. Flaps retract. Not quite yet, but we are
Delta
speeding up.
2271. Good evening.
Packs to
Climbing via
on.
Chile 1, 7,100 feet.
Anti-ice is required. Runway takeoff lights.
Denver departure. Radar contact.
Oh, turn off lights to off. And nose lights to off.
Cleared direct Nkata. Resume the Chewy 1. Delta 2271.
Alright, we are cleared to continue. Awesome. Alright, after takeoff, so we are good. And we can go to lever climb. Alright, and start our retractive flaps. To flaps 1. And going fast enough that we can now go all flaps retracted. We're good. We're in gear. All right, we're on our way. We're on our way. Oh, that's a steep turn. What are we looking at? Oh my gosh. I will probably get dinged for that, but that's like a 30-degree turn. That's yeah. That'll show up as a red on my after flight report. But that's not my fault. I just flew the waypoint, you know. I just flew the route. Alright, we are at 9,200 feet after we hit 10,000. Once we get past us, passing 10,000 feet. There's a little bit of haze, a little bit of clouds right there, nothing bad. Alright, we are passing 10,000. That's interesting. Okay. Alright, so takeoff lights are now off. Seatbelt signs can now come off. And anti-ice is required. Don't need that. Don't need this
Ladies and
anymore.
gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, and you may now move around the cabin. However, we always recommend keeping your seatbelt fastened while you're seated.
That and
In a
that
few moments,
sensor on
the
it.
flight
There we
attendants
go.
will be passing around the cabin to offer you hot or cold drinks,
We can
as
follow
well
our
as a
traffic.
light meal.
Out of Denver, heading to
Alcoholic
Minneapolis.
drinks are also available at a nominal charge. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Thank you.
United 1374, Denver departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 17,000.
Climb and maintain 17,000. United 1374.
Bye bye Denver. That's actually good to see the beacons on. Last time I flew, for some reason the beacons didn't work. So, although oh, there is the one. Okay, we're good. Supposed to be at 19th. I'm going to go ahead and set altitude to 350. Alright, flight level 350 set. We're good. Transition point should be like about 18,000 feet. We'll have to change the QNH. That's easy enough to do. I think we just pull or push on the knob right here. Go to standard. Or you do hit the B button on your keyboard, does them all. If you don't have like the wing panel or any panels on your desk, you don't have this on your desk, then just hit the B key. All right. Now I just happen to look at the flight info that I have down there. It is, yep, that's it. That's what we're doing. And let's see. Pilot's life up. Let's see if we have that. Yep, there it is. There's the pilot's life. You can actually see the progress bar. Oh, now I can get the background slightly there. I think it's just a little ambiance. Okay, so we got our flashing QNH on the display right there. So we're going to go ahead and pull the buttons. Go standard, pilot side, standard on the first officer side. We'll just push the button down here. We're now standard on all three. Okay, sweet. So that's our backup altimeter right there. In case this display goes out, we have this display here. I'm getting to the point where it's almost time for me to start adding failures to the mix. All right, so I want to go down to MCDU. We can see there after Chewy, we got the top of climb. So right here, I want to go through all this. There's our top of descent. Swan. let's see, top of descent, and is 4 miles away from Swan. That's what I'm looking at here. 4 miles away from Swan. But KD75A is 199 miles away. So I want to put a waypoint right between the top of descent here. And I'm going to pick on the Swan. Passing this off. So I want to add
Denver Center, Delta 2271. Good evening. Climbing via Chewy 1, flight level 204.
Listen, let's see what they say to me here. Climb and maintain 350. We're doing that. Okay, so Swan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick on Swan. I'm going to go to fix info, and then SSWAN. Plug that in, and then it's 4 miles away from the top of the descent. So I'm going to do 44. So it'd be 44 nautical miles away from the S1, or 40 miles away from the top of descent. And I'm going to insert that. Now what that does is it adds this. So that's a waypoint that's going to show up on my navigation display, and it's 40 miles away from the top of descent. So that's my reminder to start, basically contact ATC, let them know we're ready for our descent, and that's when they will give us our star, runway, and everything else that we need to do our descent. And so I'm going to show you what that looks like. So, okay, I'm going to turn off, we're high enough, we're not going to hit any mountains, hopefully. Turn off our terrain radar, and I'm going to go to flight plan on the navigation display, and I will, let's go here. Alright, so if I rotate this out, so we are going this way. That's the waypoint that we're waiting to cross, Langwood, and then Chewy. And as we rotate through, so Chewy, and then that is, that hockey stick right there is our top of climb. We should be at flight level 350 by there, or just near it. And then KD75A, and then there is the waypoint that I added. That's 40 miles away from the top of descent, which that hockey stick right there is top of descent, and then 4 nautical miles of S1, and you can see there's nothing beyond that because I don't have it planned in yet. So, and then that's what the secondary flight plan is, because we'll go ahead and I'll plug everything into the secondary flight plan and then activate that, and then that'll be our arrival and approach into Minneapolis, St. Paul. So that's where we're at. Let's go back to ARC, and I'm going to leave it on 40. So I typically fly with it on 40. That's where I like it. So we're coming up to Langwood, and everything's looking good. So by the time we hit Langwood, it's saying we should be at, looking down here at the MCDU, because then we just monitor this. Flight level 287 is where we should be, and right now we're at 247, so we've got, you know, about 28 nautical miles before we get to that point, so we should be no problem. MCDU is not indicating there'll be any problems. We should be right on track, and then Chewy is 317, and then that top of climb just 36 nautical miles after that, and that's where we're at. So we're in good shape. I like it. All right. So now we're just cruising and monitoring things. So we're at cruise, nav aids are on and required. Everything's done. Flight control units set alternate descent. Altitude descent. We're not going to do that because we're still climbing. So it's still a manage climb, manage speed, manage heading. So we're golden right now. That's where we're at. So sit back, enjoy the view. I'm going to jibber jabber as little as possible. That way you guys can hear ATC, maybe even hear the music over the noise of the engines and everything. I got the music. Music's going to be cycling. It's the same song. I got to find some more songs. I really like this one for the flight sim. So I'll find some more. Have a series of songs. Maybe, you know, if I can find enough that fit with the ambiance. In the meantime, do I have any water? I need water. It's like I mean, here it's 7 o'clock at night right now here. It's dark and it's 102 degrees outside at night. Oh dear God, welcome to the Central Valley of California. I threw some water in there first, it's cold. Alright, that was that. That was quick. So our flight time should be just about 2 hours. So this will be it'll be a good upload. I wish I had done the last one. Last one went really well too. So. Oh. Alright. Yep, that's where we're waiting. So we got Chewy coming up. About 32 nautical miles out there. I think we're 6 nautical miles away. So okay, we're on track. Tracking very well. Zoom out so we get a better idea where we're at. Excuse me. Colorado, we're in Nebraska. I think we're in Nebraska airspace. Yeah, we're in Nebraska. So this is Nebraska right here. Colorado's here, we're now in Nebraska. Easy enough. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Here we go. Alright. So, yep, once we get, we call for top of descent. So prepare for the approach, 40 nautical miles. We go into the flight bag and we can check the MATAR. We can also check the MATAR on the MCDU as well too. I don't know. Try something here. I'm gonna goof with something here and see how it works. So MCDU, we're gonna back out of that. Go to Atsu. Comm menu. Menu. Yeah, see the departure clearance right here is, we would go into that and put our information in here, and then we could, that's what's coming. Now Fenix already has it set up in their model. It's beyond ATC that they're waiting on, and so if we put this information in, it's supposed to show up here. So gate number, yeah, we need to know our gate number. ATIS ID would be, well, like they say, information Golf, information India, so GI, whatever, we would put that in. And then station is where we're going, is the airport we're going to, so Kmsp. And then we'd send that, and then we would get our, without having to talk to the radio, we would get our clearance here on the DCDU. So I don't think it's ready yet. I will go and have to look. So it was the update. I wasn't prepared for an update on beyond ATC, but there was one, and so back to flight plan. There we go. All right, we're just passing Chewy. Now we are, top of descent is 100, no, it's 33 nautical miles out. That's about right. There's our top of descent right there. Let's get EOR turned on. EOR 1 is over there, and positive direction finder. I swear to God, Windwing had to use actual switches where you got to pull them out, and I think I got to find some way to mount this. I got the mounting brackets up the whole, so it's underneath the monitor, but if I pull on those, on these switches here on the Windwing panel, you pull on them, and they're like, they're a positive lock. No matter which position you put them, it's a positive lock, and it actually takes some effort to pull it out and switch it. So it's a conscious effort. So, you know, if you do make that wrong switch, like they had to do in that Air India crash, where they turned off the fuel to the engines, and that's the same type of a switch. It's a conscious effort. You got to pull it out and move it. So makes you wonder, what were you thinking? You know, or was that one of those things you scream out Allah Akbar and pull the switch? I don't know. Whoa, okay, we got another player on, like, right on the same track, but you don't see him. That's the thing. It's like, I don't know, it's, well, all depends on which you play on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
But
we
they're
have
in the
reached
same
our
area there in
cruising
Nebraska.
altitude. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Have a great journey.
We're not. We're at 34,000, and that note always comes up about 1,000 feet below. So that's all right. We're not quite there yet, but yeah, you know what? Move around the cabin, have fun. Seatbelt signs are off. Typically, what I do is, especially, you know, sometimes the weather can get a little spicy. I will, as we do our descent, right when we start at the top of the descent, I actually put the seatbelt signs on. That's my way of telling the cabin crew that we're descending. We're getting there. So we're doing good. Our track is over Nebraska. I think that one plane we're passing right now is near that, or he's probably maybe GA, flying real slow. I don't know. Alright, in the meantime, what I will do, I'm going to go over to this side, and I like to do, this is what I'm thinking about getting a second MCDU. That's why I need a bigger desk. Alright, there we go. AOC menu. Receive messages. We'll leave this up because that way if I get something up on, I'll get up here, it'll say company message, and then I can go down here. The only message I'm looking for right now is them telling me that was either on time getting away from the gate, or hey, you were late, what was the reason why? So, which doesn't affect anything on your flight, it's just something a little bit extra. It's kind of cool. A little bit of that immersion. This is how I play. This is how I fly. I mean, this is, I like, same thing with Run 8. Well, I'm doing, well, usually if I'm on the ground, I'm playing as a conductor. If I'm going to be the engineer, then when somebody else is playing the conductor with me, then I'm actually in the locomotive. So I do the immersion piece. Here I am inside, looking at everything the way the pilot would. So good. Yeah, this is it. We're at 35,000 feet right now. You can see the blue box is sitting right there. That was our planned cruising altitude, 35,000 feet here, or flight level 350. We're at flight level 350. Neutral. We got a little bit of the angle of attack is a little bit up, so that's the most efficient way. Green dots right there. And you can see down here, it's kind of interesting how they have it here. You can see that the yellow line here is where the plane is pointing, but the diamond right here in the line is where we are going. It's because of the wind. We have a crosswind, slight tailwind. So wind is heading this way, 278 degrees at 41 knots. So to counteract, we are about, looks like probably about, I'm not going to say 5 degrees. I'm going to say maybe about 3 degrees off to the left just to counteract that wind. So, but it's also kind of helping us because it's kind of pushing us along. Whoa, what was that? Little bit of wind shear right there. Like that. And yes, even here, I'm on easy mode as the flight is continuing. Like I said, I'm going to start adding a little more realism as I get more comfortable with things. And yeah, I came into Denver, man. This plane was rocking and rolling, and I was flaring just as I was going to touch down, and the wind pushed the nose down into the ground. So I didn't have enough flare, is what that tells me. But I don't want to have too much, because then I float the plane down the runway, and then I have to do a go around. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at the weather. Get a preliminary. See, okay. We got Delta Airline Operations Center is telling us okay, that basically no ADC required means we were on time or slightly early getting away from the gate, so we're good there. So I'll go back to the ATC menu. We're going to get weather. Let's do a weather request for Kmsp. And we want the METAR. There it is. What's it looking like there? Winds are 240 at 7 knots. Small clouds at 1,000 feet clear. After above that, 23 degrees Celsius, and our altimeter is 2996. Okay. So everything looks good. So basically, kind of a decent night there in Minneapolis.
Center on 132.7, Delta 2271.
You know what? Let's go ahead and at this point let us turn off. Well,
Denver Center, Delta
now this is.
2271.
I gotta show you guys this. I can actually dim the FMC and the EFIS up here. It actually dims it on my panel as well too. So this knob over here dims the backing lights, and then this knob over here dims up here, and it does dim it on the panel. That is so cool. It does that. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to turn off the dome light, and now you get to see what it's like inside the aircraft at night. Lights off, just the panel lights. And flying over Nebraska. I mean, there's a lot to be said for flying at night. They represent the stars very well in the sim. daylight is a lot nicer though too, because you get a better view of the Earth and everything. So it's kind of nice. It's all right. Either way is good. I don't care. I have fun with it. I have fun with the simulator. It's a lot of fun. So I had mentioned that I'm building a new computer. I'm using PC Part Picker. I'm looking at an Asus. I can't give you the numbers right now because I don't have them memorized. But I'm looking at an Asus motherboard, 14th gen Intel processor. A little bit of shock because for the first time in my life building a computer, AMD is actually more expensive than Intel. So, and not by a little, I mean by a lot. It was very surprising. So, yeah, so I'm looking at, and this goes back a long time. I'm an Intel guy, you know. I mean, goes back to my first PCs in the age of the IBM XTs, if you remember those, the old XTs, the 286s, 386s, 486s. Back then, AMD was really very quirky. I built an AMD machine and it was unstable as all get out. Went back to Intel and I never came back to AMD. But yeah, I'm looking at Asus motherboard, Intel, 14th gen processor. I'm looking at an NZXT sizable radiator and case, the H6 case. Actually, if you want to know what I'm looking at the Intel build of this. I think, if I remember correctly, he did AMD, but if you ever watch Chaz Draycock, because he does flight sim stuff as well too, he did his build. He showed him building his new computer, and it was for the same reason. It was to go from Microsoft 2020 to 2024, and that is what I want to do. And then I'm thinking about keeping this machine and using this machine solely as my video capture machine for streaming. So one computer will be used strictly for gaming, and then it'll go through this machine that I'm currently on, which will become for streaming. And so this is perfect. I mean, this is a powerful enough machine for streaming. It's just that the video share is either that, or I go video capture card, basically up the game a little bit. Let's see. Farming sim, guys, I need your help with that. I want to really want to add farming sim, and a lot of reasons I haven't been doing it. Honestly, I haven't found a map that excites me. That's the thing. It's like there's some really pretty maps out there. This new, the new farm sim. I mean, oh my goodness, it is the stuff that people can do. I mean, it's. I knew it was going to be a game changer. A lot of people were like, "Nah, it sucks, you know." And this is before it even came out. How can you say something sucks if it's not even released and you don't even have access to it and you can't even play it? You know, that's the problem. Everybody was saying, "Oh, it's going to suck, it's going to suck." Well, you know, shut up. Well, and then when I finally got it and started playing it, I'm like, this is going to change the game, because you're going to start seeing some mods coming out that are going to be pretty phenomenal. You're going to see some maps when people start getting in and making maps. And now that's what we're seeing. And I'm seeing some very pretty maps, but no map is exciting me like Saxony did for 2017. 2019 it was buggy. They didn't cross it over right. But the Saxony map for Farm Sim 2017, that was a phenomenal map to play on, and my buddy Ray, who has gone home to be with Jesus, may he have a peaceful rest. I mean, I miss the guy. He was a great. My daughter misses him too. Oh my God, he was kind of like the surrogate uncle to my kids. He was an amazing guy. But yeah, he's the one that got me into Farm Sim, and we had some great times. And I think that's another reason why I struggle with playing farm sim because I miss the guy. He was like a brother. You know, what can I say? But Saxony was, I mean, it was other than, well, I think what DodgeNet had put out with Pleasant Valley, Saxony was kind of the real first production-based map that was logical. I don't know how else to describe it. But yeah, based in Saxony, Germany, where my family came out of on my mom's side. It was just very good. I mean, if you do a search for Saxony, what comes up is not it. So I don't know, and I'm not a modder. You know, the only thing I'm getting close to modding right now is I've got to download Blender and stuff because I'm going to create my own liveries for Flight Sim. I have little lazy farmer liveries, but I've never done anything like that, so I'm just going to jump in and have some fun with that, and maybe then I can create some liveries also for Run 8. Run 8's going to seem foreign to me. I haven't been on Run 8 for a while. So, alright, KD75A is coming up. I'm looking right here, KD75A at 16.9 nautical miles away, which is right there. That's the VOR we're tracking. So we are tracking there, and then we'll slight turn to the left as we track on from there, and then after the KD75A is going to be the waypoint that I plugged in, but that's 150 nautical miles away. But once we see that, and that gets within, when we see that, I will change this. Right now this ring is 10, here's 20, 30, 40 nautical miles. If I change it to 20, then we've got, this is 5, 10, 15, 20, and here we are, it's coming to 10 nautical miles on the KD75A. Get a better representation of how far away the VOR is, but I will change it to this track, and then when my waypoint that I inserted hits within 5 miles, that's when we call for that we're ready to descend, and we call for that only if ATC doesn't give it to us beforehand. Going into Denver, ATC gave it to us early, way early. So they gave it to us, we got ourselves set up, but we didn't start our descent until that hockey stick. Until the hockey stick was inside the 5 nautical mile ring, and then that's when we started our descent. Other than the winds buffeting us, it was a pretty perfect descent, I mean, and landing. So this one should be an ILS landing as well too. But I do have the procedure set in case they give us an RNAV. So RNAV is not as accurate as an ILS, so it's a little more challenging, but it is another way. And then the next one, I think it's the next one going to be after that. I think it's VOR landing. So, but all right, here we go. There's our turn. Our wind is almost coming at us straight to the left at 282 degrees, so our wind is going in this direction like this at 50 knots. So you can see here's our track. This is the heading of the plane. So yeah, it's ETP, I think, if I remember correctly, it's estimated transit point. So that's the halfway point on our trip. So if something were to go wrong at this point here, we would turn around and go back to the airport we came from, or to the nearest airport to us. Once we pass that, we would continue on to Minneapolis, St. Paul, or any other airport that can handle our plane. But yeah, I don't have anything. I don't have that turned on yet. I'm gonna start turning those things. Start turning this stuff on. See what we can do. I'm excited though. I mean, this flight on Sunday morning, I think, that I'll be doing. It'll be a recorder. It's gonna be a long flight, but it'll be like about, I think it's a 4-hour flight. But going from Delhi to, what did I say, Kazakhstan, I think. They're slowly making it around the world. Little jumps here and there. They're recommending the 787. I'll be dealing with the A330. So that's what I need to do. I need to make a note. I need to get a Delta livery for the A330, and I found one on flightsim.to. So free download. So I'm going to download that, and it's for the Headwinds A330. So if you want to play with the Headwinds A330, it is free. You can get it on flightsim.to, various other places. It is a free. It's built off the fly-by-wire A320 Neo. So, but yeah, that's where it's built off of. So if you're familiar with the fly-by-wire A320 Neo, you'll be fine with the A330. A330 is minimum range. It's got a 15-hour flight time on it. So, and yeah, it's 9 seats across. So it's a heavy plane. And that's, I've got the 350. I paid for it, but the 350 is a purely glass cockpit, and so my wing components won't work with it. But the A330 being built off of the 320, all the wing stuff will use, so that'll be my plane for medium, and medium could be anywhere from 4 hours to 13-hour flights. I think it's supposed to, now it's down to, I was looking at that. Took a flight from San Francisco to London. It was almost 11, 12 hours to do that flight, and now with today's aircraft, it's down to like 9 hours. So that's not bad. You know, I mean, that's all right. San Francisco to Auckland was probably the longest one. That was like, I think, about 15 hours. 13, 14, 15 hours, something like that. And sitting in coach with my knees and my teeth, yeah, that would have made it even longer. Couldn't sleep. The longest 15 hours of my life. And of course, my wife put me next to a window. She racked out, and then the person sitting next to her racked out, so I couldn't get up to walk. Yeah, it was painful. Any long flights like that, I will honestly, nowadays, if I gotta do a long flight like that, I will pay the extra money and pay for first class just to have the comfort. Big guy, tall guy, yeah, I need this space. That, I'm also slightly claustrophobic too. You should see me when I get an MRI. I'm punching walls. Alright, so what we do then, we are at our cruise, we're sitting, we're fine. Monitor flight, which is what we're doing. Monitor the ECAM, which is what we're doing. Check the weather, which is what we did already. We'll do another check again as we get closer into the top of the descent. And then usually on the approach, I do another check on the METAR again, just to make sure we have accurate, but typically it doesn't change drastically. Okay, so we are waiting. We're 120 nautical miles out from my inserted waypoint, which puts us about 41 miles according to I'm looking at the MCDU. So that's what I'm seeing right here on my MCDU on the desk is, so 118 nautical miles right there to top of descent, and then, well, when we cross that, it'll be 41 nautical miles to top of descent. So it's 100, we're looking at 118 nautical miles to circle waypoint. 114 now. Oh, that's interesting. 114. Oh, it's lagging a little bit, but not bad. Not bad. So, and there was an update on that software as well too that runs and stuff. So it seems like every time I get it, there's so many systems. It's almost, honestly, it's a checklist before I even get in my stream. Start wing, sim bridge, start this, then start the sim, wait for the sim to get fully loaded, start the pilot's life, check, start beyond ATC, check, don't launch ATC until the sim is launched, check. That's, so flight sim, check, checklists everywhere. That's somehow I don't think a highway out here in the middle of Nebraska is going to have all these lights like that, but I could be wrong.
Minneapolis Center, Frontier Flight 4557, flight level 318.
Minneapolis, away from Denver Center, or Minneapolis Center now. Nice.
Flight 4557. Minneapolis Center. Radar contact.
Get clearance, ready for descent. All ready for descent. That gives us some information. We plug that into the MCU. Start our descent. Review everything. Change the TCAS to BLW. Oh, excuse me. Go over the approach again briefly, and briefing, and then anti-ice as needed. Below 10,000 feet, we turn the seatbelt sights on. Landing lights on. EFIS set to LS. Landing sequence. I'm calling that LS. There's a debate on what that is. At 1,800 feet, though, they have here. I'm looking at the wind wing checklist, and they have passing transition altitude. Set QNH from standard to the local QNH will pass. That'll come up at about 1,800 feet. And then in the U.S. is a transition altitude. So that's when we check the weather. We start the ECAM. We'll go ahead and get another weather report. And that's what I will set the baro to. And then we'll get another baro reading from the approach ATC. They'll give us one, and if it doesn't match up, we'll change it. And blah blah blah. That's all. So.
Center, Delta 1692, flight level 369er.
Delta 1692. Minneapolis Center. Radar contact.
Alright, so we're no longer in Nebraska. We're actually in southeastern, looking at southeastern South Dakota. Not too many planes out there. Got a lot of planes sitting in Chicago. I'm looking at the, you guys may not be able to notice it. The screen's a little bit small, but on the pilot's life insert. Not too many planes out there tonight. Got a few in San Francisco, a couple in and around Sacramento. One in Nevada. The one in Nevada might be either leaving Sacramento and getting, looks like it's heading into Reno. We'll see if it goes beyond it. Let's see, Kansas City's got a few sitting there. There's some Delta planes. If you look closely, you might see some that are black and then some that are blue. The ones that are blue are the ones that are flying for Delta. Those are company planes. So those are actual humans like me. That those are actually people flying for Delta. I don't think anybody else. I mean, I could go to American. I want maybe later on I'll go to American. I don't know, but I mean, it all depends. Are they going to pay as much as what Delta's paying? So you have United, American, Delta, and Air Canada are basically the 4 5-star passenger lines here in North America. I could look and see what's out there in Europe in the 5-star range, of what they pay. See if they pay more. Go back to Europe, fly out of there. That was kind of fun. want to give a shout out. This guy, I subscribe to his channel. He's fun to watch. It's aircraft maintenance. Stig, that's Sierra Tango India Golf. Stig Shift. He is pretty informative on aircraft maintenance. A lot of stuff he does is very routine, but it's still fascinating.
Center 124.1, Delta 2271. Have a good evening.
His latest one, he's out of LAX and he works for American.
Level 350.
And the latest one, was the Antonov 271, I think it is, the big, huge cargo plane, the Russian one, came into LAX, and so he did a walk around. He didn't get up into the upper air, into the flight deck, but walked around inside it. And you got to see, I mean, it's cavernous and with overhead cranes inside there. And wherever they fly, it's like, you got your flight crew, your load masters, engineers. They go with their own engineers. Yeah, everywhere they go, it's a full, their ground crew, everything. It's there. It goes with the plane. So they have a little small army of Soviet spies. Oh, did I say that? No, I'm kidding. So it's an amazing, I mean, it really did. He took a look around inside, and it's this big, huge, massive plane. So that one, I think it's the biggest one, the biggest cargo plane out there, even over the Beluga from Airbus. And the funny thing, what was it carrying? He actually made the statement that it was delivering satellites to Boeing. So Boeing is getting our satellite technology delivered to them by a Russian cargo plane. And in today's political environment, Russia's not 100% our friend. You know, I don't know. And a lot of it is because the way things have been funded. I'm going to get political here, but the way things have been funded by our government here, we could have a plane that big. I mean, we do have one. We got the Galaxy, but it's not as big as the Antonov, but it's big. Why is the Air Force not delivering those satellites? So, I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. Why are we using services? You know, that's like if, you know, ISIS. Wait a second. Oh, I got an alarm. I was looking at the alarm. I just realized we were way above what happened there. I'm not sure what happened there, but we were way above, and so we're coming back down. Okay. Had a little bit of alarm there. So we did a little bit of a climb, and now we're descending back to our flight level. A lot of times that's nothing with the plane. It's the simulator. It will hiccup. And I hate when it does it. And I'm not the only one. I've seen it on other people's videos. Even with his new computer, Chaz Draycott did a flight, and I think he was doing Microsoft 2020, and he was just about to land, and it froze. And mine does that a lot too. Just as it's coming into land, it's landing, it froze, and then when it comes back, everything's all wobbly, and it takes a while for it to stabilize. So, yeah. Alright, so if we look at our navigation display right here, there's that waypoint that I plugged in. So, like I said, when I see that, I will change the display from 40 nautical miles to 20 nautical miles. Now it's not on the display, so now we got to wait for it. And when it hits here and gets inside the 5 nautical mile ring, then that's when we call and tell them that we're ready for our descent. See, and this is what it is. It's bouncing around. So it's either, now that little bounce like that, that could be wind, because it's 88 miles an hour here, you know.
Minneapolis Center, Delta 1630. Good evening.
getting pushed around up here a little bit. So, I mean, the wind is going in this direction. You see the arrow right there? The wind's going off in this direction. So we're flying in this direction to kind of counteract. That's where our plane is pointing, just to stay on track here, and the diamond is where we need to go, so we are following that track. There's the waypoint that I created. So when this gets down into here, we're gonna call for it, ready to this end, and then I'm gonna program that into the MCDU. I will try to program it in first into the current flight plan that we have programmed in. If it won't take it or it gives you a problem, then we'll go to the secondary flight plan. We can program it in, and then program it in there, and then set that to active. And we are just about ready to cross. I'm looking at the map on Pilot's Life there. We're about to cross out of South Dakota and into Minnesota. Into Minnesota, don't you know? Alright, we're at 10 nautical miles away from that waypoint. Wing MCDU is lagging. What is this? 18 nautical miles. Really weird, so I got that program not in the system tray, it's running in the background. So, and there it is. It's still it's there, it's running, it's just lagging for some reason. All right, inside of 5, let's call.
Delta 2271, approaching our top of descent, ready for lower. Descend via Torquay Tree arrival, Minneapolis St. Paul Airport, landing runway 30 right, altimeter 29906,
That's
Delta
where we're going.
2271.
We're on flight plan. Okay. So we are going to do, yeah, it's laggy, so I'm going to have to go down here. We'll do it on here, arrival. And we are doing 30 right here. And Torquay 3. Right there. S1, transition. Insert, I'll say insert, select heading track. Yeah, okay, so I'm getting this error message here first, so all right, we're not going to do that. We're going to come back in here. We're going to go, no, erase this, sorry, erase that. Okay, we're good. Now it's back over here. I want to go to secondary flight plan. And secondary flight plan in here, and we'll set it up in here, arrival, and same thing, 30 right, Torquay 3, Swan, that's all set. Okay, there we go, and then we can go back into secondary flight plan here. Activate the secondary flight plan. All right, and the flight plan discontinuity is after where we're at. I want to look at everything else. We're going to scroll through. There's a manual there, so I'm going to do clear, manual, clear, flight plan. There it is. Insert that. Okay, and there's our runway right there. We're good. Okay, we're all set up. And our flight plan, active flight plan is good. And then we are, let me go back out. What's my next waypoint? Reason I'm looking at the waypoint S1, you see the dotted line? That's where the plane's going. I need to go direct S1. So on the MCDU, I want to make sure I'm going direct to Swan. So I'm going to go direct. and then to Swan, and insert, and all right. Okay, so and then we got the message on there, enter destination data. So at that point, we're going to go back over here, and we're going to go into here, and let's get the latest MATAR. Refresh is down here. Apply it. Our estimated landing at this point, according to the flight plan, is 163.8. 163.8. So I'm going to enter that in here. 163.8. Enter. We are way off the end of the runway, so we're going to change our brakes. Medium. I want to go maximum. I'm going to go maximum. So okay, brakes are already set to maximum. Flaps full, manual land, idle, no reverse. And then auto thrust is off. We'll turn that off. And so now we're going to take this data here and plug that into the MCDU. MCDU, we're going to go in and get the latest MATAR. Well, actually, I got it right here. Okay, so performance. Oh, it's okay. You're going to give me fits here. There we go. I want split descension. Okay, so QNH is, I want this one right here, not this one. That's European style. I don't know why it's giving me here. I do know why actually. So 2996. Plug that in. Temperature is 22 degrees Celsius. Really? Celsius, there we go. What was our wind? Wind is 240 at 7. 240 at 7. Put that in. Alright, and then we need to get the baro. So the baro, this part I hate too. Alright, I need to go back in here. Putting this out, Minneapolis. That's our runway. ILS, here we are, ABCD craft. Okay, our baro is 1072. Alright. So 1072. Enter. Let's make sure we put that in. Yep. So, alright, so our approach is set. We're good. Alright, back to the flight plan. Here's our top of descent. So, we're on track. Alright, so then, okay, so FM, so for descent, FMGC, land reference has been reviewed and set in. TCAS. We'll go ahead and set our TCAS now. So we're coming up, and TCAS goes to BLW. Approach briefing, we already just kind of did that, and then we're going to start. So we're going to go back, and right when our hockey stick gets within that 5 mile zone, we start our descent. Oh, I need to go back here. 4,000 feet, so 3,000 feet at the top of the glide slope. So I'm going to set it for 2,900 feet. Is what I'm going to set it for.
Flight level 351.
So
Delta 2271, Minneapolis Center, Roger.
900 feet, and when I'm ready to descend, I just got to push in on that button, and we can start our descent. Let's go back here, and we'll get inside our, let this get inside our 5 mile ring, and we'll just go ahead and hit that button. And you'll see a dot come on over here, and it'll become a managed descent. Constraints are on. Okay, so below 10,000 we turn on landing lights, seat belts, and the LS on the EFIS panels. Alright, push pushing in. You see the dot appeared. It's now a managed ascent. We're starting our descent. So at this point, we'll go up overhead again. Let's turn our lights on in here. And I turn the seatbelt signs on just for safety for the passengers. You never can tell.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and keep your seatbelts fastened. Thank you.
It's just as simple as that. Oh, you know what I didn't start? I didn't start the chrono. I missed that. I just looked over and saw that was running. Even with the checklist, there's things that I forget. So I think I need a checklist for my checklist for my checklist. Not quite full speed brakes. Forget I'm gonna go full. I'm looking right here. I'm in the zone, but if I can get it right where the purple. Excuse me. So, but it's got a zone between that purple line and the purple line there. But the optimum spot is where the purple triangle is. That's under the constraints. So the constraints are on. Basically, if we hit 8,000 feet before we pass a, I forgot which waypoint it was, we're going to hold at 8,000 feet. But right now everything's purple, which is good, which is what we want, or magenta. That's what we want. If anything goes yellow, the plane's basically telling us that it is probably not going to meet that constraint, so we got to help it out a little bit. Otherwise, speed is managed, heading's managed, and altitude descent is being managed by the computer. We're just going to monitor the systems. Welcome to modern aviation. Turbulence up here. Almost slight tailwind. It's heading left to right, but it is kind of pushing us from behind. It's 66 miles an hour right here at 2,600 feet, 26,000 feet. So pretty windy up here. Settings, weight is in pounds. Okay, GSX. Wait for refuel before boarding. Auto pushback, auto disconnect GPU on the right. Oh, auto connect GPU, auto deboard. Service. I'm just looking at other settings here. Auto select ground handling agents. I could have swore that I had. Oh yeah, right here. Auto disconnect GPU on pushback. It's not doing it. So, but anyway, we got the units set the way we want. Let's more callbacks out. There we go. Put them all out. Yakety yak.
Minneapolis Center, Delta 1630. Good evening. Flight level 350. Delta 1630, Minneapolis.
I'm looking here at Barrow. For some reason, this is coming up as hectopascals. I was trying to change it so that it would be in inches of mercury, because even in Europe, that's a European standard, or pretty much the rest of the world. Is here in the United States we use inches of mercury, even though they acknowledge that inches of mercury is far more accurate than hectopascals. But hectopascals is metric, you know, and that's that. Let's go 20 nautical miles on this. There we go. Out there. So Minneapolis right there. More, or put that off of the APL. With that. Okay. $19,500. Transition point is 18,000. So we'll change our altimeters, thermometer pressure at that time. We are limited speed. Above where optimum is, but we're still in the zone, so the constraint here is 250 knots, so this should drop down. And HD, this is JDUN, and HD, then DSO, we should see there's our barrel flashing right there. So if we push in, and we said it was 2996. First officer side, and then I'm just going to do the B key for this one down here. That went to 2997 now. So, okay. Lights are starting up here. I like that. Alright, so TCAS BLW complete approach briefing. We're at below 18,000, so barrel got changed, seatbelts on. Below 10,000 we turned on landing lights, and then the EFIS units for landing sequence. And then just before, so we got, so here's HD, a D, and then after that we should see like a purple circle with a D in the middle of it. That's the decel point. When that gets within the 5 mile, then we go ahead, I will start the approach phase and turn on approach as well
Minneapolis
too.
Center, Delta 2271, descending via Torquay Tree, 16,600 feet.
Delta 2271, Minneapolis Center. Copy. Delta 2271, contact Minneapolis Center 133.7.
Center on 133.7, Delta 2271. Have a good one. Minneapolis Center, Delta 2271, descending via Torquay Tree, 15,800 feet.
You got a plane right here. He's right there.
Delta 2271, Minneapolis.
He's climbing as we're descending. There's a decel point right there I was talking about. There's the airport right there. Airport's right there, but we're doing, you can tell we're going to be going out, around, and in, so interesting. So we're going to be going, crossing over where planes are taking off this way. Okay. Feet. Drag. $12,000.
Delta 2271, contact Minneapolis approach 119.3.
Contact Minneapolis approach, Delta 2271. Minneapolis approach, Delta 2271, 1,700 feet with information Sierra.
Delta 2271, Minneapolis approach. Good evening. Altimeter 29906. Expect the visual approach runway 30 right.
Altimeter 29906, expect the
All right,
visual approach
10,900.
right, Delta 2271.
All right, under 10,000. No. Why can't I hit it now? Jesus. Sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't. Okay. Landing lights are on. And we're going to go LS systems on. Down into the MCU, performance page, activate the approach phase, confirm, approach phase activated.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs
And
and
we are
tray
going
cases are in their full
to-
upright position.
Alright,
Make sure your seatbelt
Barrel
is securely
set.
fastened.
Okay, that's all
carry-out
set.
luggage
Perfect.
is stowed underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead bins. Thank you.
So I can go down. Usually I can go up, but it's not going to. Just that was frustrating. All right, here's our first constraint. We got to be at 8,000 feet by. Let's go to 10 nautical miles. So by here, as long as we're near it, within a couple hundred feet, we're good. We'll make that turn, and then I'm going to activate the approach on the. So. Turn, approach phase on, autopilot 2 on, EFIS as required, okay,
Hi,
good.
Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
Terrain on, landing gear not yet. I'll make this last turn, then I'll at this waypoint right here, then I'll drop the landing gear. Alright, flap 1. Then it'll start just the flaps and the slats coming out. We'll start slowing the plane down. Alright, flap 2.
Delta 2271, leave Irv heading 145. Expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 30 right.
Leave Irv heading 145. Expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 30 right. Delta 2271.
Minneapolis approach. American 2906. 12,500.
Full flaps.
On board.
American 2906, Minneapolis approach. Altimeter 2996. Expect the ILS runway 30 right via Jiku.
Altimeter 2996. Expect the ILS runway 30 right via Jiku. American 2906.
Doing? Why are you making me go this way? They told me to go heading 145. I'm still doing my ascent to 2,900 feet, so that way, if anything, we're going to be coming in underneath the glide slope, because we look at the vertical, we're above it, we need to get below it. Alright, ATC, I'm waiting on you.
Delta 2271, turn right, heading 240. Intercept the tree 0 right localizer. Vectors for the approach.
240.
Turn right, heading 240. Intercept the 30 right localizer. Delta 2271.
Ooh, those engines are cranking. You hear those things come up? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. Go direct, SAMs. There we go. That little stuff from using Beyond ATC makes it different. I could have just flown the flight plan and been good, but they throw that stuff in there. A couple times I've ignored it, but it's like just as I'm about to touch down, go around. No, and there's nobody in front of me. I mean, you look, there's nobody on the threshold waiting to take off. There's nobody landing from the other direction. There's no planes around. I'm touching down. You know, and I think, sorry, I'm already on the ground.
Delta 2271, airport is at your 1 o'clock, 14 miles. Report the field in sight.
She's gonna do it. Field in sight. I had to do
We
it.
have the field, Delta 2271.
Delta 2271, cleared visual approach runway 30 right.
Cleared visual approach 30 right, Delta 2271.
Let's go gear down.
American 2906, cleared direct Chico. Cross Chico at or above 7,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 30 right.
Cleared direct Chico. Cross Chico or above 7,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 30 right. American 2906.
I was supposed to be at 4,000 feet at that waypoint, but that's okay.
Delta 2271, contact Minneapolis Tower 123.95. Have a good evening.
Over to Tower 123.905, Delta 2271. Have a good evening. Minneapolis Tower, Delta 2271. Visual runway 30 right.
Delta 2271, Minneapolis Tower, wind 240 at 7, runway 30 right, cleared to land.
Runway 30 right, clear to land. Delta 2271.
Minneapolis Tower, American 2906. ILS runway 30 right. American 2906, Minneapolis Tower, wind 240 at 7, runway 30 right, cleared to land. Runway 30 right, cleared to land. American 2906.
Spoilers. Okay, let's go. Right before landing, cabin crew advise EFIS as required. Flight control unit set to approach, check. Nose train, check. Gear down, check. Flaps set for landing, check. Spoilers armed, check. Auto brake set to max. SU autopilot 2 as required. Engine mode selector to start just in case. Exterior lights, nose wheel. Okay, so nose to take off, turn off light, turn out lights to on, go around altitude is set. I'm not going around. I'm gonna be stubborn on this one. It's determined in me. All right, so that's before landing. Everything is checked there, and then we will get the after landing once we're down.
Cabin crew, seats for landing.
Pull everything in.
500. Above. 400. Minimum 300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Oh, that was rough. Oh, I bounced it too. Boy, did I do not. That is not good. I flared it. Too much of a pitch. Too hard of a bounce. Yeah. Off center line. That was not a good landing. Not one of my best.
Delta 2271, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Delta
for your
2271.
safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the
That
fasten
was
seatbelt
not
sign.
good.
This will indicate that we have parked at the gate and that it is safe for you to move about. At this time, you may use your cellular phones if you wish. Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you, and please use caution when opening the overhead bins, as heavy articles may have shifted around during the flight. If you require deplaning assistance, please remain in your seat until all other
I
passengers
think after
have
that
deplaned.
landing, everyone's going to need
One of
deplaning
our crew
assistance.
members will then be pleased to assist you. On behalf of myself, Vera, and the entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again soon. Have a nice day.
Alright, we will stop here. Brakes on. Let's check for how much blood is in the cabin. No, just... Alright, so we were going to turn on brakes because they were full. Spoilers disarmed and retracted. Get that, clear the errors. Flaps retracted, check. Auto brake to off, check. Engine selector mode back to norm, check. TCAS to standby. And here and there. Standby. Chrono, I didn't even have to start that. Weather radar to off. Predictive wind shear to off. Terrain to off. Flight directors. Alright, LS off. Flight directors off. LS. Flight directors off. Constraints off. Localizers off. Strobe lights. Alright, strobes to off. Runway turn off lights as desired. Leave that on. Landing lights to off. That's what I was looking for. Nose light to taxi. Masters are on. APU start. APU. I always want to get this. I gotta change this. Turn this on as we're on our final approach. So it's already going when we land. APU start. Wing anti-ice off. We never turned it on. Engine anti-ice goes off. And then we taxi to the gate. So, alright, I gotta pull forward because ATC still thinks we're on the runway. So let me pull forward. And then we get our taxi to the gate.
Delta 2271, contact ground 121.8. Take care.
Alright, come to a stop again.
Ground 121.8, Delta 2271.
Taxi to assigned
Delta
gate.
2271, request taxi to assigned gate.
Delta 2271, gate 64 taxi via Papa Niner, Papa, Hotel, Mike, Bravo. Hold short runway 4.
Hold short runway 4.
Gate 64 via Papa Niner, Papa, Hotel, Mike, Bravo. Hold short runway 4, Delta 2271.
American 2906, gate 901, taxi at pilot's discretion.
Gate 901 taxi at my discretion. American 2906.
American 2906, cross runway 4 at Papa. Continue taxi via Papa Delta.
Cross runway 4 at Papa. Continue taxi via Papa Delta American 2906.
So one of the updates is an interface between Beyond ATC and GSX that it's supposed to automatically tell GSX what gate we're going to, and they're supposed to be waiting. So I'm not going to do anything with GSX. I want to see if that works, as long as I get to the right gate. And then we're back to that whole I make the mistake so you don't have to thing. So, not picture perfect. I had issues on the takeoff, had issues on landing. Everything else was fine. Everything else was the easy stuff. Okay, hold short, runway 4. Here we go. We're going to hold short right up here.
Delta 2271, cross runway 4 at Bravo. Continue taxi via Bravo.
Cross runway 4 at Bravo. Continue taxi via Bravo, Delta 2271.
Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Not really necessary. I'm doing two-engine taxi. Hold up here. Hold here for a minute. I want to go. Where's it? Electric pump up here. Turn that on. We're going to do APU bleed on while I'm sitting here, as a matter of fact. And then down here, I'm going to turn off engine number 2. We have APU going, so we're providing our own power. Bleed is on, so it'll run the packs. But now engine 2, which powers the yellow hydraulic system. That's why I turned the electric pump on. Now I'm doing single engine taxi. And it just saves on fuel. That's all it does. And I'm getting, I don't know if you guys were seeing the warning, but I was getting warnings that I was going to land with below 6,000. And there is, I'm not really following it. I really don't care. But I might have to make some changes to my flight plans because I've been hitting that limit of, getting the warning. And you're supposed to land with a certain amount of contingency fuel. It's in the planning. And it's, honestly, and it's a reduction. They modeled it very well in the Fenix, and some of the others as well too, that you do these single engine taxis. It is more than a 50% reduction in the amount of fuel that you're burning. Alright, looks like they're going to get us right into the Delta area where last one they put us in southwest. Go figure. I guess it's an open gate. I know what gate I'm going to. 64. Oops. I see the stairs, so it looks like GSX is waiting for me. That's cool. Alright, at this point I'm going to turn off that particular light. Give myself a little bit more thrust. That should be 66. Oh wait, oh, is that, or is that's 66 right there. $66.65. And why is there a fire truck there? It did it to me again. Maybe it was my landing. Alright, let's go ahead. No, the fire truck's not there. Let me go before I pull in. I need to turn off the taxi light so I can't see chit. That was chit. C-H-I-T. But look, I got the marshaller and there's, yeah, so although I can't see him yet, I can see his legs, I just can't see his cones. Come on, give me some, I got some thrust in there. Oh, we're slowly moving. But I gotta go this way a little bit. And now I gotta go this way. He's telling me straight ahead. What? Alright, he says. Cut that, brakes off. Idle. APU on, engine 1 off. Alright. And then go up here, seatbelts off, off, off. Okay, so parking brake is on, APU bleed is on, engine masters are off, fuel pumps, we can go fuel pumps off. So off, 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 off. Beacon lights off. Seatbelt signs are off. Phoenix on flight path pop up. Click deboard. Oh yeah, there should be a deboard. I keep forgetting about that. Let's go over here. Ground services. We'll go GPU, chocks. Alright, mass and balance. Let's go back here. GSX, what's going on here? Let's get GSX. Oh, it's off. And request deboarding. And here comes the gate. This whole thing's wrong. Arriving, re-import, ground. Yeah, this is wrong. This is all. Door open. Cargo bay open. Alright. And let's see. Transponder mode to off.
Passengers deboarding started.
Transponder mode to off. Anti-ice was never turned on. Exterior lights as required. External power. on if available. Okay, let's go back up overhead. External power. Where is external? I thought I turned that on. I did have it right there. Do we not have it? No, it's not there. Has it not shown up yet? Thought I opened the cargo door. I did open the cargo door. Something's not right. Oops. Cargo doors aren't open. Something's wrong with GSX of the plane too. So I wonder if there was an update in mid-flight. That's happened before as well. Doors are open. Engine fan, heating chucks and cones, stairs. Well, that's good enough for now. We're there. We don't have to drill down too far. I just need to submit my flight. Go here. Let's bring this over here. We can turn that off there. Flight report. Green, 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 and red on the landing, which I already knew. Max ground speed less than 30 knots. I don't think I ever went above 30 knots. I think I was right between 15 and 20. I don't know what they're talking about there, but this was expected. Otherwise, green across the board. I'll take it. And then we're just going to go ahead and submit that flight. Boom. There it is. That flight has now been submitted, so I'll get paid for that 1 hour and 31, almost 32 minutes of flight time. Coming out of Denver. That's actual from wheels up to wheels down, or actually off ground, on ground type of thing. My next flight is from Atlanta to Salt Lake City. That one's going to be about a 4-hour flight. So yeah, depart 19:30, so 7:30 in the evening UTC, and then arrive at 23. So yeah, that's about 4 hours. 4-hour flight from Atlanta right here to Salt Lake City. And they want me in the A321 again. So anyway, that's it for this particular stream. It's been fun, guys. I mean, this is I'm gonna preview this. If it looks good, I'll put it up. I'll get it up tonight. So otherwise, everything is done. Let me shut down Beyond ATC. You're not watching this. I've gone here, so Beyond ATC is done. Going and shutting down Microsoft Flight Sim. There we go. We're done. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning will be Saturday, so that'll be a Run 8 day. I haven't been on Run 8 in weeks, so it'll be interesting. I'll be on the Southwest server just because that's where I want to be. So anyway, I will catch you guys later. Have a good one. Let's see. I'm not quite done yet. Here we go.